Movie Buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D, and this is the first half of February pickups. This is the collection update for the first half of February. In 2 weeks, we'll do the second half pickups. I got a decent amount here. So we got a pickup from Best Buy, Games and DVD Exchange, and we have a haul from Goodies Disc Exchange. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the first half of February's movie pickups and collection update. So we're going to start with Best Buy. Actually, we're going to start with Games and DVD Exchange. Now, you guys know I usually get to them not as often as Goodies, so I will probably never have a whole bunch from them. Maybe 3-4 titles at the most. Here's one that I picked up based off, and I do a lot of my movie buying based off of movie trailers for movies I never heard of before. And I also do a lot of pickups in my local mom and pop stores. And I'm going to show you a good example of that, again, of movies that I've never really heard of. But by going into the store, going through the physical media, browsing through the selection, you come across some good titles. How do you know they're good? Well, in your opinion, they might be good because these are actors that you like. You like their previous work and you see them in something you never saw before. So because you like the actor and you like the quality of their work, you almost assume, and you could be wrong, but you almost assume that the movie is going to be good. And a lot of times the movies do be good if it's your favorite actors in it. Sometimes the movie just be bad because the movie writing, directing, that was bad. But anyway, here's an example of a movie I saw that I actually picked up based off of the trailer for the movie, and it turned out to be a really good movie. You have in this one, this is called Trust. Clive Owen, Catherine Kenner. This is a really good movie. It's about a young girl who, again, you got to be real careful with your teenage daughters, nieces, whoever, who got caught up in the internet trafficking, I would say. The guy lured her in. He was much older than her. He was probably old enough to be her dad. He kept lying to her on the internet. When they finally met face to face, he took advantage of her. He had sex with her. I'm not going to. To me, it was rape, but it was weird how the whole thing went out, how it all transpired. But this was a really good movie, and it teaches us a valuable lesson about our kids, girls and boys. We got to really be careful about what they're doing on the internet. I know it's a little bit harder to police the internet side of things nowadays with smartphones because they basically got the internet in their pockets all day, every day. But this is something that really, as a parent of young girls and a young son, you got to just be careful of what your children is doing on the internet. And this one is called Trust. Good movie. Check this one out. Next from Games and DVD Exchange, I have Sinners and Saints. Now, I didn't see this movie. I heard some good things about it. The ratings on it aren't terrible. You got, let's see, Jimmy Strong, Kevin Phillips. Let's see here, Method Man, Kim Coates, Tom Berenger. This seems to be pretty good. I'm going to have to check this one out. It seems like another street type of movie. And last but not least, this is a movie that I saw on one of the streaming services. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was really good. And I said I wouldn't mind having this in my collection. This movie is like a emotional roller coaster ride. Starring Eddie Murphy and Britt Robertson, Mr. Church. This movie is really, really good. If you have not seen Mr. Church, I suggest you go ahead and check out Mr. Church. This is a really good movie. It's very emotional. Eddie Murphy at his best. Eddie Murphy does a fantastic job in this movie. It was great to see Eddie Murphy back on screen again. It's a very emotional movie. Now, some people may like this movie. Some people may not like this movie. I heard a lot of criticism of this movie. I'm not going to get into the type of criticism that I heard for this movie, but if you can put that aside and watch this movie, you're going to take something away from this movie that you're going to like. It's a very good movie. It's about Mr. Church, played by Eddie Murphy. He's a very talented cook, chef, whatever you want to call him. He links up with this family who wasn't doing all that great. And the mother got some issues, and she got a young child. Eddie Murphy steps in and becomes a part of the family. Not in a romantic sense, though. That's what makes the movie so beautiful. he wasn't having a sexual relationship with the mom, but he was a big part of their family. You got to check this one out. It's called Mr. Church. So that's Games and DVD Exchange. That's the 3 titles from there. Now we're going to go to Best Buy. Picked up 3 titles from Best Buy. You guys know I don't buy a lot of brand new titles, so you won't see, if I do a Best Buy pickup, which is every now and then, you won't see too many unless it's like Black Friday. When I did my Black Friday video, I had a lot from Best Buy because they was on sale, $3, $4, $5. But when you're talking $20 for a movie, I'm not doing that. And I only do that for certain movies. So let's dive in and take a look at what I got from Best Buy. I was looking for a long time for a decent Clint Eastwood Western collection. And this one, now I already have The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, a special edition, but that's fine. This have A Fistful of Dollars, for a few dollars more, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and this one got Hang 'em High on it. And this was under $10 at Best Buy. Now it's on DVD, which that's totally fine. Next, I'm going to be doing, I think we'll do in the second half pickup, I'm going to do the Man Without a Name trilogy. But I was looking for a long time for a good Clint Eastwood compilation set. I didn't want to, go and buy each one. I wanted to try to get as many of them as possible, and this one is a good start. It's got 4 really good ones, even though I already have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But that's a special edition. I would probably never really open that one, keep it sealed, because it's got a lot of extra goodies in it. I did a video on that one. You can go back and take a look at, I think like 3 pickups ago I did that one. But yeah, this is the Clint Eastwood collection, and it's got A Fistful of Dollars, for a few dollars more, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and Hang 'em High on it. Fantastic. I really do enjoy the Clint Eastwood Western movies. They're really good movies. Next up, this will complete I will call this series the Angel series, or the Fallen series. Actually, the Fallen series, because all of them is Fallen. On 4K, and the reason why I got it on 4K, because Best Buy had a sale. The 4K was the same price as the standard Blu-ray, so I had to get it. Normally, I wouldn't pay extra for the 4K unless it's a movie I really liked, and the only movie I did that brand new was The Joker. I got that brand new on 4K because I wanted to see that on my TV in the best possible visuals and audio, if you would. But this was the same price as the standard Blu-ray. It was on sale, so I picked it up on 4K. You guys know this is this is the 3rd installment in the Fallen series. I call it Fallen because it was Olympus has fallen, London has fallen, now Angel has fallen. So basically, it continues on with Mike Brennan. What's his name? Brennan? I think his name was Brennan. His last name was Mike. I know his name is Mike, but what's his last name? Gerard Butler, Mike, Bannon, not Brennan. So this follows the story of Mike Bannon yet again. This time, Aaron Eckhart, of course, is not the president. The president can only do 2 terms. He did 2 movies. I'm assuming each one was a term. Morgan Freeman, I think in the last 2 movies, Morgan Freeman, if I'm not mistaken, Morgan Freeman was the Secretary of State in either the first movie or the second movie. Now he's the president. And Gerard Butler has been framed for an assassination attempt on the president. But the president knew better. Mike Bannon basically saved the U.S. and the world twice before on screen. His character probably did a lot more than that in between movies, but this is like the all-American here. So framing him was not easy. They made it look really good. Nick Nolte appears in this. Jada Pinkett Smith, she appears in this movie. Really good movie. This was better than I thought. I thought that this movie would suffer from what a lot of movies, by the time you get to the 3rd installment, suffers from. But to be honest with you, I think this installment was better than the second one. I absolutely loved the first one, Olympus Has Fallen. London Has Fallen was okay, was good. I liked the bad guys in it, better than the bad guys in this one. But this one I thought was really good. I liked the storyline. I thought Jada Pinkett Smith would overact and just kind of ruin the flow of the movie, but she didn't. I thought she would just come in and just be typical Jada. I'm not saying she's a bad actress, but sometimes I think she can overdo it. But the movie was really good. It was better than I expected, and if you are a fan of the Fallen series, you might want to add this one into your collection. Now, Will there be another one? I hope so, but spoiler, Gerard Butler's character looked like he's retired from being a field agent and he's been promoted to the director of the Secret Service. So maybe they might do another one a few years down the road where he might return to action, or he might there might be a rookie coming up under his wing. You never know. We just got to keep an eye on this series. I hope this isn't the end of this series because this one was good. So that gives me hope that they're going to do another movie. So that's Best Buy. And last but not least from Best Buy, a movie that, let me take another sip of my coffee on this one. Now, this is a movie that, now there's two movies that I've seen recently that blew my mind. That had me like, wow. The Joker is one, and I actually bought that one, brand new. And here's another one, Dr. Sleep. Now, let's talk about Dr. Sleep. You guys know I don't like giving you spoilers and everything like that, so I'm going to try my best not to, but it's been out for a little bit, and, so I'm going to give a few spoilers because just to tell you what I want to tell you, I may spoil something. This is the follow-up to The Shining. The little boy, Danny, that's him right here, all grown up, and remember, he could shine, and nothing's changed. He can still shine, but he uses his shining gift for good. I'm not going to tell you what he did, what he was doing in this movie, but he used his shining powers for good. And this character here, Rebecca Ferguson, she plays the Hat. I think her name was something, the Hat. And she's a evil person who, I don't know if she can shine, but she can do something else. I know that they kill people who can shine, and they feed off of their shine energy. This little girl here, I forget her name. Was it Abril? I think her name was Abril, not Abigail. I thought it was Abigail, but it was like her name was Abril, something like that. What is this child's actor name? She is brilliant. That's all I can say. I would love to see more from her in movies. She was absolutely brilliant. She also had the gift of shining, but it was like 100 times stronger than Danny's. She was probably the strongest shiner ever born. She could actually go into a different realm. She was stronger than this one. In this one, she was a strong. I don't know if they said what she was. She wasn't a shiner. She was something else. We'll call her a witch. And she was. She led a group of people, and they basically what kept them alive was they called it steam. When you kill someone who could shine, there's steam escaping. They fed on the steam of the shiners. But this took a fantastic film series, well, not even a series, a fantastic movie by Stanley Kubrick, written by Stephen King, and turned it up a notch. If you didn't see Dr. Sleep, go ahead and see Dr. Sleep. Now, the casting was perfect. Everything about this movie was damn near perfect. You will not be disappointed if you buy this movie, brand new. If you can't, you might not be able to find it used right away, but if you can find, you know me, I'm a fan. If you can find it used, buy it used. Let somebody else take that depreciation. But this is one that I didn't see in theaters, and I know I wanted to see it because I really love The Shining. It's one of my favorite movies, and this here is, to me, this is better than the original Shining. That's just my opinion. It may not be yours. But if you get around to checking this one out, do yourself a favor. Don't wait. Go to Redbox, rent it if you don't want to buy it. I don't know if it's available on any streaming services as of yet. If it is, go ahead and see it. If not, go down to Redbox today and take a look at Dr. Sleep. You won't be disappointed. So that's Best Buy. Now we're going to move on to Goodies Disc Exchange. And with Goodies, we're going to do the DVDs first. Yes, I still buy DVDs. I'll say that all the time because some people ask me, dude, why you still buy DVDs? And my response is, why not? DVDs still look good. They really do. I got some DVDs that look really good. Now, some of your older DVDs that came out when DVDs first came out, they might look a little grainy, just a little bit. Nothing, but it's not like going back to watch a VHS. And even some VHSs look good. So let's go ahead and take a look at my first DVD pickup from Goodies Disc Exchange. So we have 6 DVDs and 5 Blu-rays. So let's dive in and take a look. A Fish Called Wanda with the slipcover. Let's take a look at this. Look at this. It's in great condition. Really good condition. A Fish Called Wanda is a movie that I saw a long time ago. I don't remember too much, but I'm going to tell you the cast. You got John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, and Michael Palin. This movie is funny as hell. I do remember that. And it's another reason why I wanted this movie. Back when, I don't know where you guys are, and if any of these video clubs was in your area. We had back in the day when I was real young, before Blockbuster and before Hollywood Video, there was, in my area, I'm not sure how big these companies were, but I lived in Philadelphia, but I'm still in Pennsylvania. We had Arrows Video Club. With the, if you guys remember Arrows, if you're a person of a certain age, Arrows Video had the yellow banner out in front of their stores. So you had Arrows Video Club, and you had another company called West Coast Video, and their banner was big and red, and we had those. And I remember seeing this movie on VHS for $90. Listen to me. $90. I didn't realize till I got older how much brand new VHS tapes were when they first came out. They was way higher than DVDs when they first came out. People complained about DVD prices when they first came out. People complain about Blu-ray prices. Even now, I do. I complain about, especially the 4Ks, I complain about those. But VHS tapes, when they first came out, $50, $60, $100, $110 for a movie. And I remember this movie being $90 when it came out. So when I saw this at Goodies, I said, let me go ahead and get this $90 movie for a fraction of the cost on a better format. So that was my reasoning for wanting A Fish Called Wanda. Not to mention that it was funny. I don't remember too much of it. I'm definitely going to watch it again because I know it was a funny movie. But $90 for a VHS. But that was what it was back then. Next, this is a movie that I saw. The critics loved it. I thought it was okay. You got Jason Bateman, Rebecca Hall, and Joel Edgerton. The Past Will Be Your Present. The Gift. It's a typical revenge movie. It's good. It's got some creepy moments. It's good. Now the critics, the Rotten Tomato guys, they really praised this movie. And again, that's why I tell you I'm not a fan of the rating system. I use it as a guide. But this movie, I didn't think it deserved the praise that it got. There was much better movies from this particular genre than this. But it was okay. This is a cut above a popcorn movie. But I think this is one of the movies that got a lot of love from the critics that it really didn't deserve. Here's a movie that from back in the day, not my childhood, but I was a young adult when this movie came out. But this was high off of the Wayans success, at the height of Keenan Ivory Wayans' success with In Living Color and all of those things. This was after Living Color, but he was still very marketable. I know he had just did a Low Down Dirty Shame. Was it called Low Down Dirty Shame? I think he just did a Low Down Dirty Shame before this one. And let's take a look at it. You have Keenan Ivory Wayans and Jon Voight, Most Wanted. This movie was actually pretty good. It wasn't the best action movie, but it was up there. It was for the time 90s action movie. This was really good for a 90s action movie. Check this one out and add it to your collection. It's in one of the little funky flip cases. Now these flip cases, I'm not too sure how I feel about these cardboard cases, but what I like about these cases is you get some nice detailing on the inside of the case with the chapters and all of that kind of stuff. So I guess they're okay. And it is a flipper disc. Flipper disc meaning it's got stuff on both sides of the disc. So Most Wanted, Ken Ivory Wayans and Jon Voight. Next up is one that I didn't really want in my collection. Not when I say I didn't want it, it's something I wouldn't have went out of my way for. But I saw it and I got the first one, so I said just to complete the series and have both, why not get it? And I do that with movies often, more than I should do that, but just for the sake of completing the series, I'll buy a movie that I don't really care too much for if I got the other movies in that particular series. I try to be like a series completionist if I can. Now this one here is you got Jason Patric and Sandra Bullock, Speed 2. Now, I'm not going to give this movie an all-out trashing, but I'm going to trash it. It was no way near as good as the first one. They should have got Keanu Reeves by hook or crook. They should have got him, or they should have postponed the movie until they could have got him. I know there was some things going on with Keanu Reeves during the time of this, but this movie was bad, but it wasn't terrible. You know what I mean, guys? It was a popcorn movie at best. It might even be a cut below a popcorn movie, but it just would have been better if it was with Keanu Reeves. And I think this is a movie that they probably should have waited for. I understand because of the success of the first Speed movie, they wanted to hurry up and get another one done. But this is one where they probably should have waited until all the chips would have fell together. And if they didn't fall together, I just don't know. I didn't like the premise of it. It wasn't all that great. But again, like I said, just to complete and have Speed 1 and 2, I just went ahead and picked it up. But that's Speed 2. Next up, here's one that is, again, this is a IFC film. This is the second one. In my last pickup video I did from Goodies Disc Exchange, I showed you guys one that I picked up, an IFC film from Goodies called Cold in July, which was phenomenal, fantastic. And here's another one. I like the IFC cases. They're the clear cases. I like that a lot. This one is called Welcome to the Punch. It's basically a crime thriller. You got James McAvoy, Mark Strong, David Morrissey, Peter Mullen. You got Andre Risenborough. It's really, really good movie. It caught me off guard, and I picked it up because the reason why I picked it up because two reasons. James McAvoy is in it, and I really do like his work. And it's an IFC film. And they pleasantly surprised me with the last film that I picked up with that IFC logo on it. And I like the clear cases. So, and I watched it yesterday. This is the first movie that I watched. I picked it up yesterday and I watched it. I generally don't do that. I usually just start watching. I watch backlogs, and I probably would have caught up to a movie like this much, much later. I probably would have ended up watching this like a month from now. But I was curious, and I'm glad I watched it. The guy, I forget which one it is, but the guy who played, if you guys are familiar with The Walking Dead, the bad guy before Negan, I think it was the governor. He's in this. So you got a good solid cast. And this guy here, he was the bad guy in Shazam. Don't know all of their names. You can't match the names to the faces with some of these actors. They're not as well known as James McAvoy. But this was a really good movie, and it caught me off guard. It's called Welcome to the Punch. And again, these IFC films, unless they got a website that I can go into, which I'll try that later, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. I really wouldn't know much about these films unless I actually physically see them in the store. So that's what I say by going to your local mom and pop stores and just browsing through the inventory. You can find some real, true hidden gems. Next up is one that I don't know how this one didn't get in my collection, but I seen it and I thought it was just... This is the movie that made me realize who Christian Bale is, who this man really is. Christian Bale got a lot of works that I truly, truly, truly like. American Psycho, of course, the Batman movies. What's that? Out of the Furnace or Into the Furnace. Terminator Salvation, I liked his character. Didn't care too much for the overall movie, but he did a good job as John Connor. I really like Christian Bale. But this is the one that made me realize who he was. The Machinist. This movie is out of sight. I'm not sure how this one didn't get into my collection any sooner. But I got it. I seen this movie before, and I said, just wow. And I was at the store, and I wasn't sure if this was in my collection or not. So I whipped out my phone and scanned it, and it wasn't in my collection. And I picked it up immediately. Sometimes I'll be in the store and I'll browse through the movies and I say, oh, I got that, and just keep going. But this one, I wasn't sure. I know I saw it, but I wasn't sure. And I also double check nowadays because when I moved into my house some of my movies went missing. During my moving process, movies went missing. I'm going to guesstimate maybe 100 movies, 200 movies just went missing. Because I had them all boxed, labeled DVDs. So I'm not sure if we used a moving company, so I'm not sure if a unscrupulous mover saw a box and stole it or what. I'm not even going to say that's the case, but a lot of my movies went missing when I made my move, and I'm not sure if this one went missing, but it wasn't in the collection, and I got it. And this is called The Machinist with Christian Bale. You guys got to check this one out. This is fantastic. This will show you the true acting chops of Christian Bale. So that's the DVDs from Goodies Disc Exchange. We're going to move into the Blu-rays. Here's one with Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini, and Naomi Rapace. I don't know who she is, but it's a it looks good. I didn't see it. It looks really good. I like James Gandolfini, and I really do like Tom Hardy. This one's called The Drop. It's let's see here. It's a phenomenal cast. This one's I don't know what it's about, but a tough, gripping crime story. So it looks really good. I love these two guys here. Well, Tom Hardy is just okay in my opinion, but I really do appreciate James Gandolfini. He did a lot of stuff, and he's gone way too soon. Here's one that I did see in theaters. I got a free screening for it. Again, another Tom Hardy movie, and this one got Charlize Theron in it. This was actually pretty good. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I got a free screening for it, and I went into it with poor expectations, but I came out like, wow, that was pretty good. Now, no Mad Max movie to me is better than the one with the first one with the first Mad Max movie with Mel Gibson. Man, this is Mad Max Fury Road. This was excellent. It was really good. It was a good Mad Max movie. I'll put it that way. The visuals was really stunning. The action was zany, was good. It was a good movie. If you don't have this one in your collection, go ahead and throw this one in your collection. It was a really good Mad Max movie. Again, the original Mad Max is still the Mad Max movie to have, but this was really good though. Now here's one that, you know, the critics just trashed the hell out of this. What? No, let me take that back. They didn't trash the hell out of it. They trashed the hell out of the movie that came before this one. But they still didn't give this one the love that it deserved, in my opinion. I thought this was an excellent Superman movie. I thought this was, to me, now I'm going to go on and let me say this. In my opinion, this is, I'm not going to say this is better than Superman 2. Because I think that's where you first saw the original Zod and his team. I think that was still better, a better story. But, of course, this one is going to look better in every way. It's a much newer movie. But this movie, with the slip, was really good. Man of Steel was a fantastic movie. I had my reservations about this movie when they put this movie out. I had reservations because I'm like, the guy, Brandon Routh, I think he did a good job in Superman Returns. So I'm like, well, why did they recast someone else as Superman instead of him? But I see why. It was actually rebooting it, and Henry Cavill did a really good job. He did a better job than I thought he was going to do. Again, I didn't really have high hopes or expectations for this movie because the guy, Brandon Routh, he had just did Superman Returns a few years before this came out. It could have been longer than a few, but you know what I mean. And he did as Superman, he did a good job. If you didn't like the movie, it was because there was a lot going on with that movie. But I thought that was a good movie. That's why I was really kind of surprised that they didn't cast him back as Superman. But they was taking Superman in a different direction. And Henry Cavill, he did not disappoint. What's the guy's name here? Shannon. I think it's Michael Shannon. He did a good, if that's his name. Is that his name? Yes, Michael Shannon did a fantastic job as Zod. Michael Shannon is just a phenomenal actor. You got a good casting. You got Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, and the list goes on and on and on. Really good movie. I'm replacing a DVD. I have this on DVD. I picked it up on DVD, but I saw this at Goodies, so I decided to go ahead and give it a shot on Blu-ray. I will be retiring the DVD. Here's one that I didn't see. I heard some things about this movie. Some reviews was okay, some was not okay, but I decided to give it a shot. And this is Captive State. Now, I don't know a lot about this one, but it looks like there's some sort of an alien invasion. I will be probably watching this between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's a holiday, don't have to work. So I'll be definitely watching this one, and I'll come back with my opinion on this one. But it looks interesting. You got John Goodman in here. Let's see, John Goodman, Ashton Sanders, and Vera Farmiga. This is no longer Our Planet. So yeah, we'll see. Next one is one, I heard about this one, but I didn't see it. It looks really, really good. Let me run off the cast to you real quick. Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn. At that point, I was sold. Tori Kittles, Michael J. White. I mean, look at this. Now, let me say Michael Jai White, because he don't like when you say J. Michael Jai White. Jennifer Carpenter, Laurie Holden, Fred Mullane, Thomas Kretschmann, and Don Johnson. Did you hear that cast? This one is called Dragged Across the Concrete. Look at that cover. Look at the art. This is a fantastic looking movie. I didn't see it, but I mean, I already know this is going to be good. You're not going to have Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn, Michael Jai White, and Don Johnson in trash. You're not going to get trash when you put all that on the screen. So this is one that I'm going to be watching over the next couple of days as well. So that's Goodies Disc Exchange. And we're going to do what we normally do in these movies. We're going to recap the pickup, the hauls, everything. So let's start with Best Buy, Dr. Sleep, Angel Has Fallen. This is a fantastic film. This really wraps up the Fallen series as it is now. The Clint Eastwood collection. This appears to be a really good collection. I didn't even open it up yet, but it's got 4 really good Eastwood Western movies on it. So that's Best Buy. Games and DVD Exchange. Not to be confused with Goodies Disc Exchange. Mr. Church. I recommend this to everyone. If you like these kind of emotional movies that really will just tug at the heartstrings, check out Mr. Church. You won't be disappointed. This shows Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is such a talented man. This shows another side of the kind of roles that Eddie Murphy is capable of pulling off. Sinners and Saints. I didn't see this one, but I heard some okay things about it. Trust. This is a good movie. This one is good, and it will anger you. If you're a parent, this will anger you a good little bit. Goodies Disc Exchange. We're going to start with the DVDs. The Machinist. Welcome to the Punch. Speed 2, Cruise Control. Most Wanted. The Gift. A Fish Called Wanda. Now to the Blu-rays. Dragged Across the Concrete. Captive State. Man of Steel. Mad Max Fury Road. The Drop. So that's it. That's the first half of February's pickups. That's everything from the tail end of January, early February to now. This is basically the middle of the month. So we'll come back at the end of February or early, the first few days of March. And we'll do the second half of February pickups. This is D, and I'm going to have some good stuff for you guys on that one. I already got some stuff coming in. So this is D. Thanks for supporting the Movie Bay. I'll catch you in the next video.